Hi, I'm Destiny. I was gonna have my hair back, but I'm insecure about my appearance, so it's down. I'm going to show you all how I paint faces, or how you could paint a face. Now with art, there's obviously no right or wrong way to do stuff. There's just an easier or a more complex way to do stuff. So, I'm gonna show you how I like to paint faces, and it's honestly kind of messy when you think about it, but I like it. It makes me happy. So, you need your paintbrushes. You need some paint. I'm using this dirty looking gouache palette that I got for less than $20 off of Amazon because YouTube told me to, and I do like it. So, you obviously need some water. Here's the water. Now, for skin, you can use a light yellow, or you can use that one right there. But use a lot of water because we are going to be layering. Now, gouache is like watercolor, except it's more opaque. Now I'm just gonna layer a color over all of this, and that drips fine. It looks cool. I mean, it's supposed to be weird. So I am going to layer this whole thing with the skin color. This is not paper that should be used for water, obviously. But it's the only paper that I have because I don't get enough hours working. I don't know why. I'm lovely to be around. But there we go. I like getting out of the lines. That fell. Please ignore it. I like getting out of the lines. It looks messy, but that's just how I like to do things. So after this, I'm gonna wet this paintbrush and wash it off a little bit. And I'm going to grab a smaller one, but not too small, because if you go too small, then you go into more details, and it's easier to define a face if you start bigger, like you put the shadows where the shadows are, for instance. I'm just gonna take the same like skin color and like have a little bit of pink to it, and I'm gonna make her look like she's just having a real bad day by putting red around her eyes. Now this is something I just really like to do. I love painting very teary-eyed things that look like they've been crying for a very long time. I would too if I had spiders and centipedes coming out of my mouth. I'm gonna make her nose a little bit red too, because you know, people's faces tend to blush when they're crying. And I'm gonna do her ears, because you know, people's ears blush too when they're crying. And you know, that's the gist of the blush. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more. That's the wonderful thing about gouache, considering it. If you use watercolor, you can't reactivate the paint and fix mistakes. But with gouache, all you have to do is get your brush wet again. Alrighty, there it is. That's the skin. Now I'm going to show you how I like to put shadows on a face, which is fun, but it's not very logical all the time, because sometimes I'm stupid. I'm going to use just a little bit of blue that I already have on my disgusting palette here from where I painted a million times before. Now, I don't use a lot of paint. I mostly use water. So, the eyelids, that's kind of too much paint. So, I'm going to wipe some off my brush and then go at it again. See, now it's just barely gray, and I like it like that. Gonna go over the eyelids, shade in the top of the eye to indicate that there's a hole there. Now you see she doesn't have any eyes, pupils, like these guys. She just has the whites, but there's still a ball in there. So I'm going to make it look like it's rounded. I'm gonna put some in her ears because that's not gonna get as much light because obviously it's a hole under her chin where the hair falls. Gonna be very nervous watching this in class, so please don't look at me. Look at me, not the one in class. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like I need to let this dry for a minute because I keep activating the colors underneath, which is sometimes not so great because I need the layers to be on top of each other, which is just trial and error. You'll get used to what you need to over time. So I might fix a few things and then, come back. Hi, I'm back. I fixed some things. I added the coloring on the mouth some. I added mascara dripping because of she's got full on glam on. It's gonna drip, anyways, I use humor to cope with anxiety, so there it is. Okay, when you're painting a face, think about the shadows. It's under the chin, obviously. I have shadows under the chin. In the air, it's going to be darker than the outside. So you see these shadows because of my hair. I tried to do something like that because behind the hair, I'm assuming that the light source is coming more from in front of her in this bottom area, which is why the shadows are facing like a certain area, Anyways, that's kind of how I like to, and how you can paint a face if you ever think about it. It's really just a lot of studying of real human faces. Obviously, this isn't super realistic. It's more of cartoon, I guess you could say. But the important thing to remember is if you're having fun doing it, then that's all that matters. Honestly, nobody can tell you you're doing art wrong. If you want the shadows to be really stupid and everywhere, it doesn't matter. If you're having fun and it's helping you relieve stress, or if it just makes you happy, then go for it, my dude. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Well, I'm gonna finish this real quick and I'll see if I can put a picture at the end or something of what it looks like. Or I might just bring it to class and people can see. I don't know if anybody cares. That's how I like to paint faces.